Good morning. I am Chair Lady Deborah Moody, and we welcome you to our first meeting of the Education Instruction Committee, this is the full committee. And we're glad to see all of you here. And I'm going to, before we get started, we kind of got in a what do you call it? I hate to call it a routine, but a practice of, I always thought, we're the Education Committee. We should start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and hopefully our students are doing that and across the state. And so if you will, indulge me, if you would like to, stand, and the flags are back here behind us. Thank you so much. And we are going to today we have nothing really on the calendar, not bills. I thought since we were scheduled to have the room that maybe it'd be a good time for our members to introduce themselves to you. But before we start with that, my vice chair, Kevin Raper, he came to me and said that he would like to pray and open us with prayer too. So we just wanted to extend, I don't have to be the one to lead in the pledge, and Vice Chair has said he doesn't have to be the one to pray every time. So if you'd be interested in doing either one of those, just let me know and we'll keep a list and we'd be glad to share that. But Vice Chair, will you lead us in prayer?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, why don't we start with calling the roll, and then if you'll indulge me again to introduce the people up here that make everything work. But please call the roll.
Representatives Sapicki, Chisholm, Cochran, Darby, Dixie, Glenn, Hakeem, Hicks, Johnson, Leatherwood, McCalman, Reagan, Todd, Warner, White, Vice Chair Raper, Chair Lady Moody. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you so very much for doing that for us. So I would like to introduce to you to the folks that, will make all things happen. To my right is our legal analyst, Katie Robertson. And to my left, we have our research analyst, Colleen Ellis. And we also have the clerks. We thank you all, Mackenzie Randall and Caitlin Coulter. All right. And our Sergeant of Arms is Mr. Wayne Hawkins. So we thank you for all you do to help keep us on the straight and narrow. I will try to not be high maintenance, but that is no guarantee. So, committee, why don't we I will start, how about this way, and let you tell us where you represent and if there's something you'd like to share about us, about you to us. I'm sorry. So just, if you'll start with us, Vice Chair.
There. Okay. Thank you. I had to have guidance on the microphone already. Thank you, Madam Chair. And my name is Kevin Raper. I'm from District 24 in Cleveland, and I am a lifelong educator and so fortunate to be on education. And when I found out I was vice chair, our mayor locally called and said, I don't know whether to congratulate you or give you condolences. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you.
I'm Jake McCalman. I represent the eastern portion of Williamson County in District 63. I'm a father of 3 beautiful daughters that are in Williamson County Public Schools, and I couldn't be more blessed or happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Todd Warner from the 92nd District. I represent all of Marshall County and southern Williamson County. I am fortunate enough to be on this committee along with 3 other education committees. So, thank you.
Chris Todd from Madison County. I live just outside of Jackson. I have an erosion control contracting business and have 3 grown kids, the youngest of which is at Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. And the middle child, my daughter, is at Mississippi State, finishing her 2nd degree. And my oldest lives in Huntsville, works for a defense contractor. Thank you for being here. Appreciate the public's involvement today.
My name is Scott Sapicki. I am from District 64, which is the eastern side of Murray County. I am a mortgage banker and a cattleman by trade. I have 2 high school boys, and I am going through the football recruiting process right now. And it is an eye-opening experience from, I guess, 30 years ago when I went through it. But might have some conversations about that recruiting process in this committee as we move forward. So glad to be here.
Tom Leatherwood. I represent District 99. That's northeast Shelby County, and I'll match your 3 daughters and raise it 2. The blessed father of 5 daughters, 2 of which are married. Second married one got married last year. A third one's getting married this year. So appreciate all your prayers out there. And glad to be here. Thank you.
Yusuf Hakeem from Chattanooga, Tennessee. My district is inside the city of Chattanooga. Native of Chattanooga. I guess something I'm most proud of is that we have 4 children, all of whom graduated from the UT system, 3 daughters and 1 son. I have 4 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. So when the brood gets together, we have a little bunch there. And I truly feel blessed and honored to be a part of this legislature and working with colleagues as yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Ronnie Glenn, District 67, which is the center portion of Montgomery County. I have 4 grown kids and 11 grandkids, all which are part of the public school system. So I am proud to be here to speak on their behalf and all the kids of Montgomery County. Thank you so much.
Gloria Johnson, House District 90, which used to be in Memphis and now is in Knoxville. So don't anybody get confused. And I'm a lifetime educator as well in the public schools, and it was the greatest career I think a person can have. So I'm excited to be here.
Jesse Chisholm from the Fighting 85th in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm just glad to be here. I spent a little time in the classroom, and hopefully I can relearn verbiage and relearn acronyms. So thank you all for having me.
Hi, I'm Representative Vincent Dixie. I represent District 54, which is parts of Davidson County. And I'm not saying this to get on Chair Lady Moody's good side, but this is the most important, probably the best committee in the House. And a quick fun fact about me is a lot of people don't know this, but I'm the body double for Scott Sapicki. Sometimes people don't even know that we switch places sometimes. So glad to be here. Thank you.
Hello. I can't top that one. I'm John Reagan. I'm from District 33, which is most of Anderson County. I have Clinton, which is the county seat, and Oak Ridge, which has the Y-12 nuclear security complex, and Oak Ridge National Labs. and also a school system that consistently ranks in the top of the state rankings, as well as 2 other school districts in my legislative district that are doing well. And I'm looking forward to serving on this committee and hopefully helping everybody's school districts achieve what mine has.
Thank you, Chair Lady Moody. Tim Hicks from the District 6. That rhymes just a little bit, doesn't it? That's the northern part of Washington County in northeast Tennessee, and I'm a lifelong home builder. I received my education from the School of Hard Knocks, so I strive hard to keep other students from going down those same paths. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chair Lady. Mark Cochran, I represent District 23, which is right in between Knoxville and Chattanooga, so East Tennessee. My family has a small farm there in McMinn County. My mom taught for about 40 years before she retired. My grandmother taught for about that same amount of time. My sister has taught for about 20 years. So I assure you, any decision I make, there has been teacher input, whether I've asked for that or not. So, but public education has always been something very important to me, something that's important to my family. So I've typically been on the education admin side. So this is my, y'all can teach me something over here. So this is new for me, but I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tandy Darby, District 76, which consists of Henry, Weakley, and Carroll counties. As a lot of other gentlemen, I've got 3 daughters, 2 of them are at Knoxville, and I've got a 6-year-old that rules the roost. So looking forward to serving on this committee. I've been on higher ed, so I've got a little bit of the education bug, so looking forward to serving. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Lady. And I'm Mark White. I represent District 83, which is parts of Memphis and a community outside Memphis called Germantown. Hard to believe, this is my 14th year starting the General Assembly. Never thought that would happen, to be here that long, but it's I love it, and I love the education field. I started out teaching school as a principal in elementary, and my favorite grade to teach is 7th grade. I love 7th graders. We're going to start a GoFundMe page for Representative Leatherwood with 5 daughters. I feel for you very much. Besides working in General Assembly, I also work with Lipscomb University and their College of Leadership and Public Service.
Yes, Representative. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want a little peace when I get home. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I said it first before I said anything else, okay? I'm married to Basima, and she's the light of my life. And she has tolerated me for 57 years. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'm glad you thought of that. Okay. In case she goes back and looks, tell her to watch all the way through, right?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Since he's broken the ice on that, I neglected to mention my lovely wife of 51 years, and 1 child still left alive and 3 grandchildren. So now we're even, okay?
Okay, do any of you other guys or gals
Madam Chair.
have a guilty conscience here that this will be the confession hour? All right, go ahead. You're recognized.
Happily married 16 years this June to my wife, Rochelle, who is a pre-K teacher.
Anyone else? I mean, this is the day. We got time, right? Well, this is beginning my 11th year, 6th term, and I too didn't ever think I'd be elected, but much less get to continue to come back. I've always served on education, and so when I first came up here, Speaker Harwell put me on education under Harry Brooks, the great Harry Brooks, right? And so she made me vice chair, and I went up to her and I said, Speaker, are you sure about this? And she goes, yes. I come from a homeschooling background. We had 4 children and wanted them to have a Christian education. And I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and be a mom. And so those prayers were answered. And so it worked for us. I know that's an option, but it doesn't work for everyone. So she felt like that voice needed to be on education. So here we are. But I remember Harry Brooks, one day he told me he wasn't feeling good, and I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. And we went on, and he was okay. And then we had some awful bill. Dale, you may I don't know, back then, it was something horrendous to me. And he looked at me and said, Representative Moody, I don't feel good. And I said, don't you die on me. So he never did die on me. And when he retired and we had that ceremony, I thanked him. I said, I appreciate you not dying on me all those years. So we come behind a lot of great leaders. John Fogarty, he was the other chairman when I was up here. And so it's with fear and trembling that I sit here as a chairman. And I just need y'all to know I'm an introvert. And so if I tend to be a little bit more quiet, that means we have more time. So anyway, but I thank you. I thought today we would also, and I mean, I need to say, we've been married, my husband and I have married, it'll be 48 years, and we have 4 children and 2 grandchildren who, I think, as we know, I think we all know that it is a generational reason why we're here. And it's for those who are there now, and hopefully the good things that we do will stick, and for the generations to come, and for our state to be that positive, shining leader in our country for especially education. Our kids, it's just such an important thing, and so many moving parts from our teachers to the superintendents, the school boards. I know I'm going to leave somebody out, and I don't mean to leave anybody out. The parents and the school nurses, the health care. Oh my goodness, there's so many things that our educators deal with in our districts that it is quite overwhelming. And but that's why we have two full committees, so we can spread out the many things that come before us. And I appreciate you all, whether you got put on here by request or with your dragging your feet. We are glad to have you. I understand. And my door's always open. I know the vice chair is the same way. Our sub chair, Sapiki. If we can be of any help to y'all, please know we want to be there for you. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find out. Yes, sir.
Madam Chair, I just want to say a couple things real quick. I've been studying the makeup of this committee. We represent everywhere from Memphis to Johnson City, from the northeast part of Tennessee all the way down to Chattanooga. We have people here from Knoxville, from Chattanooga, from Nashville, from Memphis, and all parts in between, rural, urban, and suburban. This quite possibly, I've been looking at this through history, this might be the most diverse makeup we've ever had in education instruction side of it, representing all parts of Tennessee, all opinions, new representatives, representatives that have been here a while, and new to education, and people that have been in education for a while. So really looking forward to the conversations that this committee is going to have on how we're going to make education better in Tennessee. So thank you, Madam Chair. Looking forward to it.
Thank you for those comments. And we have I want to read these into the record, our policies and procedures. I know y'all have probably seen them. They've been emailed to you. And so I'm going to read them. But before I read them, that reminds me of having paper. I'm having paper right here. But, one of the things is the committee, we will not be distributing any paper. You are free to, in your office, if you like the paper. Personally, I like to make notes, and I can't figure out the iPad notes, so it's easier for me to do it on paper. So you are free to bring paper in. It just will not be provided by the committee. So if you will indulge me, they're short and sweet. But our education instruction, the policies and procedures committee will start promptly at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. So I think we were a couple of minutes late today, so I'll do better at that. The sponsor of a bill must request a roll call vote prior to any vote and this is House Rule 83. Once the chairman has made a ruling, only by a show of 3 committee members' hands may a roll call vote be requested, and such request must be made before the next bill is called. The amendment deadline is 10 a.m. on Mondays. The day before the amendment is to be heard in committee, so remember that deadline. There will be no running debate. Members may speak only when recognized by the chairman. I do like to use the gavel, so I'll just help keep us all in line, all right? Debate may be limited in time at the chairman's discretion. That was bad reading on my part. Debate may be limited in time at the chairman's discretion. Any testimony request and members who bring guests who wish to speak must give advance notice to committee staff 24 hours before the committee is scheduled to meet. Paper, oh, here we go. I didn't know I got to read it. Paper will not be distributed in this committee. If anyone wants materials distributed to members, it must be provided to committee staff electronically prior to the meeting so that it may be emailed to members and added to the dashboard program. Sponsors may calendar a bill 3 times. Once a bill has been calendared 3 times, if it does not pass out of committee, it will be referred to a special calendar to be heard with the final calendar. So once you get those and relook and have any questions, just reach out to us and we'll do our best to. And as anything goes, as we actually work them out and we see it, it'll get easier. I guess, am I forgetting anything? Bless you. Bless you. Well, I'm excited. I think we're going to meet. I'm waiting on confirmation. I had a thought about a presentation to come to us next week, but I will let y'all know when that gets settled. But anyway, if you'll keep 9 o'clock on Tuesday, we'll see you next week. And if you need anything in between time, please reach out to us. And thank you all for serving. And with that, you're dismissed. We are adjourned.